Hello friends, we're coming to you from the upstairs of the multi-use building, also known as the Mercy Workshop. And we'll tell you up front, if you hear a motorcycle or a loud truck go by, it's because the street's below us, and we're okay, they're not running over us, but you might get some background noise. But we'll give you the organic feel this morning. I wanted to just give you an update about what the Lord's doing in the ministry, and your involvement in that, and so that you can continue to pray with us and be a part. Last video update, we told you about the retreat that we were going to do, and we were asking for your prayers. That went off really well. We're so excited, and such a need to minister and encourage the hearts of our missionaries. We've seen so many missionaries leave during this pandemic, leave the country, and so they've been discouraged and frustrated, limited on their ministry, and so this retreat gave us an opportunity just to get together, encourage the hearts, and have a good time of fellowship, and that really has already. The missionaries were commenting during the retreat how they wanted to do this again, maybe next year, and also it allowed us to leave that retreat and get some momentum on some of the ministry. And so thank you for praying about that. Brian and Lynn McManus from Tri-County Baptist Church came down and did a wonderful job, and so we really appreciate their investment into our team. During this year, we decided at the church to do a reading plan from Genesis to Revelations, and so every week there's a certain portion of Scripture that people read, and then that allows us in our small groups, as well as during the services, I try to preach something from the week's previous reading, and it allows us to all be on the same page, and that has just been a wonderful blessing to just see everyone kind of reading and talking about the same passages. This past week, for instance, I was covering Daniel's 70 weeks of prophecy, and so it was really neat to see people grappling with that and grasping that, and so that's kind of what we're doing at the church. We're still under a lot of restrictions and challenges from COVID. I think we say this every video, but we still have the mask mandates inside. We still have social distancing. We still have to limit our numbers. We still have curfew that continues to get.
They really shut down. They cut the curfew was about a month ago. They put curfew very early on the weekends, and so that really limited our church services.
Yeah, our attendance had probably gone back up to about 80% pre-pandemic, and then it fell again. Yeah. And so we have a really challenge on the up and down, the instability is hurting our attendance. It's also hurting our finances of the church because people have lost jobs and they're concerned they might lose their jobs, and so. Pray with us about that. But despite those challenges, the ministry still goes forth, and we're excited that people are getting saved. We have some that have recently joined the church, and others that are about to join the church, and others that are going to be baptized and join the church. So we're just excited about how the Lord's work, and a couple of those that have recently got saved were part of the women's workshop.
Yeah, we started, and we've told you this before, that we do evangelistic outreach. We do outreach on the streets twice a week, and the women that we minister to out on the streets, we ask them to come for lunch, come for Bible study, to the Mercy Workshop. So they show up, and then one of the women in our ministry just sits down and just pours into them. And we've had 2 different women in the last few weeks get saved because of these intentional outreaches that we're doing, and we're really thankful for that. We also are doing the same reading plan that the church is doing, and so it's another way that we can be connected with the church. It's not a separate ministry. It's a ministry that's so connected to the church. And one of the ways that we've seen that connection come to fruition really is about 8 years ago we were serving in a different location, but still the Mercy Workshop had several different women that we were serving, and one of the women we loved her. She was doing so well, and she actually exited the program with dignity, with honor. She actually got a job with a family, and so she had been working and very consistent in her job, and then during the pandemic she lost her job, and she came back to the workshop and was just talking to us about the difficulty that she was having. At the same time, one of the women from our church that I started discipling really just during this pandemic, she heard about this woman's need and actually offered her a job. And so that's a way that the church can be a ministry in community. And she was just telling me this morning how well she's doing in this job, and how well this lady that was formerly from the workshop is now doing in her job with this other lady. And so I was just really thankful for the way that the church has connected in community with the Mercy Workshop. Every week we have discipleship going on. We started a new quad to where one of our missionaries on our team is actually serving with 3 of the other women that are discipling others. So they're getting together just to make sure that they're brushing up on their discipleship skills. And so I was just really thankful today specifically about all of the discipleship and the Bible study that is going on up here at the workshop. Everybody knows we make jewelry, but I don't think that they also know that we make disciples. And so I was really excited about that. And it kind of showed, it made itself manifest in a big way today. So we were excited about that. And that goes on every day here at the workshop. But then
Monday through Friday.
But then there's other stuff that goes on at the same time in this facility, like the sports ministry. Gary likes to talk about.
Yeah, the sports ministry.
You had a winning team for a
while.
while.
We had a winning team for a while. We almost won the championship, so I had to go out of town. And then I was told when I came back that we lost out in the championship game. But bigger than what we were doing there as far as the actual playing was the seeds that we were able to plant in the hearts of boys and girls. And so we started this a few months ago with the Grace and Truth sports ministry, a relaunch of the sports ministry under the directorship of Mark and Patty Palma, who have decades of experience in sports ministry, and they've come to be part of it. And so much energy. And, they're in their 70s. Mark is in his 70s, but you wouldn't know it. He comes down and he's just so energized about using sports ministry and making sports ministry be centered on the gospel. And so it's great. Every week we have a practice and we have a game, and then we were able to have our volunteer coaches pour into their teams, and then we would also have a large chapel. There was a Bible curriculum. There was just a lot of it. Was almost like VBS, only just structured for sports. And the sports was competitive. The basketball was very competitive, but yet it was in the framework, gospel framework. And so it was just excellent. And we were able to meet children and parents that were not connected to our church because they came to the basketball league. And so we have just had our championship a few weeks ago, and now we're taking the summer break. The Palmas are in the States. Yeah, we had 2 children that got saved at the last day, so we're really excited about that. We're going to start again in September, and so you can be praying about that with us. The new courts with the basketball hoops look wonderful. Again, Mark has done a really good job in pinpointing that. And for me, it was just a joy to be able to help coach and just serve without having to be in charge of leading something, but just to serve and encourage our other volunteers from our church. That got involved, because for some of them they had not really connected to another ministry, but this was something they could do. So that was exciting. And we're looking already to planning a soccer ministry out on Vision Land. One prayer request on that is that we need to build bathrooms, because if you're going to have children and families out on the Vision Land, they need to be able to have a place to use the restroom. And so that's going to cost about $20,000. And we just heard back from a church that did a VBS, and so we're excited about that. They gave $2,000 toward that. So without even really, this is the first time we've kind of publicly mentioned it, I already have 10% of it taken care of. And so we're excited about that. I'm excited about how the Lord can use sports to help us connect to our community. But also it's a place where we can give an outlet for volunteers to serve the Lord and be discipled in that.
And one of the ways that, we're telling you so much information, but I think one of the ways that you could really, really see and really get involved is coming on a visit. We have, in the next few weeks, we have some small groups coming down just to see the ministries, to see what are some things that they can get involved in. They're taking 4 or 5 days to come. You don't have to stay for a whole week, but we would love to have you come and connect just in person with our ministries. There's so many things to get involved in. There's construction, there's women's ministry, there's the school. There's so many different ways that you can see what the Lord is doing, but also be a part and kind of join in what we're already doing. We would love to have you guys plan a trip for 2022. I know that a lot of people have not been doing mission trips in the last couple of years because of the pandemic, but it's starting to pick up again.
But it's time. The work still goes forward, and we still need partners.
We still need visitors.
Yes, so we encourage you to think about that. Thank you, friends, for your prayers and support. We hope that this information allows you to just kind of get caught up with what's going on. Of course, there's a lot more things that we couldn't take the time. We're already at almost at 10 minutes, and so. But if you want to hear more, or if you would like to engage with us through maybe a Zoom, a live Zoom, either through the church or through Bible study, we are more than happy to do that. We want you to be a part. We want you to have the information so that you can pray.
You're already a part.
You're already a part, and so we want you just to be able to connect with us. So if we can be of help in that way, write us and let us know. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your support. Until the next video update. Thank you.